Welcome to the Ziglar Legacy Certification webcast. I'm Tom Ziglar, CEO of Ziglar Inc. I'm so glad you're here today. I know that we have people tuning in from all over the world. It's an honor and a privilege to share with you what we have going on. I'm excited that you're interested to learn more about our certification program, which is simply this. We've taken the legendary courses of Zig Ziglar in personal development, attitude, motivation, goal setting, and building winning relationships, and we've put them into programs where we equip you, those of you who are interested and want to go through the certification, to go out and teach in your own community, in your own business, to go out and help others be, do, and have more than they thought possible. So I'm so glad you're here. Here's what we're going to do today. First, the agenda. We're going to watch a video in just a second that's going to give a background on Zig Ziglar. Some of you may not have heard that much about Zig Ziglar and his global impact, but that video is going to share with you what that is. Then after that, I'm going to go over what the certification program is all about. You know, the programs that we have, what it takes to be certified, who's it intended for, what are the results that you should expect out of it, those kind of things. Then we'll have some testimonials, and then I will talk about the investment in the program. And at the very end of this webcast, which will only be about 25 to 30 minutes from now, I will handle as many questions as you have. Anything on the course that you're wanting to know more about, just let us know. So let's do this. Let's start by watching this video. It's a video that shares the legacy and the impact of Zig Ziglar, my father. So let's go ahead and play that video now.
And with considerable enthusiasm say, I love my job because they pay me for working there. Here's the philosophy I've built my life on, my career on. You can have everything in life you want if you'll just help enough other people get what they want. That's true in your personal life, it's true in your family life, it's true in your corporate life. How do you get more of the things money will buy and all of the things that money won't buy? Now, money is not the most important thing in life, but it is reasonably close to oxygen. But to tell you the truth, I love the things money won't buy. Money bought me a nice house, won't buy me a home. Money will buy you a companion, won't buy you a friend. Money will buy you a good time, won't buy you a peace of mind. Money will buy you a bed, won't buy you a good night's sleep. And let me explain something too. Interestingly enough, and I'm so grateful to be able to say this, I've got many of the things that money will buy, but all of the things money won't buy. You have a choice as to what you want to feed in your mind. As you've heard me say several times already, you're what you are and where you are because of what's going into your mind. You can change what you are. You can change where you are by changing what goes into your mind. Feed the positive and you will be positive. I'm really talking in this session about hope. Hope is the great activator. The student with no hope of passing won't study. Why bother? I'm going to fail anything. The salesperson with no hope of making the sale won't make the call. I mean, what's the purpose? I'm not going to make a sale anyhow. The couple whose marriage is in trouble won't seek counseling because, I mean, why bother? Hey, this is a done deal. It's all over now. But give that person hope, and then action will take place. The way you see your future determines your thinking today. Your thinking today determines your performance today. Your performance today has a strong bearing on what that future is going to be. The way you see the future is more important than what has happened in the past. Today is a brand new day. This is the day that you can make the decisions that will make such an incredible difference in your life. The way that you look at that future is so important, but you got to plan for it. You were born to win, that's true. But in order to be the winner you were born to be, you got to plan to win, you got to prepare to win. And then and only then can you legitimately expect to win.
Every time I watch that video, it just reminds me the power and the impact that Zig Ziglar had. You know, many of you came to us through our Facebook page. We have almost 3.5 million likes on our Facebook page. What does that tell you? That tells you that people today need hope and encouragement more than ever. I mean, that's the bottom line. It doesn't matter whether you're at Starbucks or at the store, you're visiting with your family, you know, you're in a neighborhood eating spot. It doesn't matter. You can walk up to somebody you don't even know, and they will appreciate any hope and encouragement that you can give them. 35,000 people a month are liking our Facebook page. That's incredible. Actually, it's 5,000 to 7,000 a day. I guess that's 35,000 a week. We are growing so fast. We created the Ziglar Legacy Certification Program because we realized that if we were going to take this life-changing message, we were going to need help because we want to take it all over the world. So what we decided to do was to take the core programs of Zig Ziglar and put them into 3 different courses. Now, when you go out and represent the Ziglar Legacy Certification, there's a brand that comes with that. This is the Ziglar Legacy Certified logo. So no matter where you go, just remember this, that the 250 million people that has been impacted by this message and this material is going to be represented by this brand that you can have on your website or your business card or any marketing materials that you have. So when you introduce yourself as a Ziglar Legacy Certified trainer or speaker, people are going to immediately recognize who you're associated with. The credibility that goes with that is so powerful. Now, these are a couple of our certified trainers who came through. Mahango on the right there is from Australia, and then there's Matt Rush, 2 dynamic individuals. We have our training right here at Ziglar headquarters in Plano, Texas. Now, Plano is just outside of Dallas, just a little bit distance from Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. It's about a 30-35 minute drive depending on the traffic. It's very centrally located. The 3 courses that you're going to be certified to be an instructor in and go out and teach and train are building winning relationships. You know, all of life and all of business is about relationships, and what we like to say is this: if you want to get twice as much work done, you can work twice as hard. But if you want to get 10 times as much work done, you can't do it. You've got to rely on the relationships that you've built in your business and in your community and with your family, your vendors and your customers and your prospects. You see, when you know how to build the right kind of relationship, every business, every individual can benefit from that. The second course that you're going to learn is Building the Best You. Now, what is Building the Best You? It's a foundational course on integrity and character and attitude and motivation. You see, Dad said this: you can put all the right skills on the wrong person and it just won't matter. So you're going to be equipped to go out and train this full day course. The third one is goal setting and achievement. And here's the reality. Anytime somebody wants to accomplish something, they need a process or a system to get from where they are to where they wanted to go. The Zig Ziglar goal setting system is perhaps the most famous one in the world. More people have used this to achieve more goals than just about anything else out there. Every organization that I've ever worked with, they always want to know, what are the steps I need to take in order to accomplish this project, this goal, this desire by a certain date. We teach this to you. Whether you're an individual setting goals on the personal side or a business setting them on the corporate side, these are programs that will help you achieve what you're looking to achieve. Let's talk a little bit about the highlights of the certification class. I mentioned that it's right here in Dallas. When you come through the class, we want you to experience the material. We want you to live and breathe it, because truly, walking the talk is the most important thing that you can do as a Ziglar Legacy Certified Trainer. Dad built his reputation on his character and his integrity and the fact that his word was his bond and what he said was true. So when you come through the course, we want you to experience it as a student. You're not going to be memorizing scripts or going through a lot of program material just to recite back to us. You're going to learn it as an individual. You're going to go through that process, and then we're going to have you get up in front of the class and do some exercise on presentation skills. Why are we doing this? Well, first let me say this. It's not to turn you into a big platform keynote speaker, because that's not what we're looking for. What we're looking for is effective communicators who know how to translate the heart change they've had on the inside. They have real-world work experience that they can add to this material. Then they can go out and effectively communicate to the audience that they want to reach and touch. If you are already out there in a leadership role or speaking or training in your community, then you're probably already exactly who we're looking for. If you've never done this officially or formally, I've got good news for you. You probably, because of your background, you're ready to make this step, and you can master this as well. Here's a picture of our class. This was a class that we had a little while ago. There's Michael Seitz right there behind the camera, and you're going to meet his wife, Veronica, in just a few minutes. She's going to give a testimonial. But I just wanted to show you, there's Sunday all the way from Nigeria. We actually have 115 certified legacy trainers around the world in 12 different countries. We have fun when we come in. When you come through the course, this is why it's so intense. You're going to complete what we call our Dream Planner. This is over 20 pages of the most in-depth questions you've ever been asked. Like, what's your dream? What's your goal? What's the greatest obstacle you've ever had to overcome? What are your strengths? What are the challenges that you face on a regular basis? Where do you want to be in 5 years, in 3 years, in 6 months? What are the things that we need to know to help support you so that when you leave and you go out into the world teaching these materials, what do we need to know about you to help support you so you can go out and be more effective? The classes are also limited in size. Our goal size class is between 20 and 22. We also invite our alumni to come back in to sit through the class. Incidentally, once you're an alumni, you're invited back to come back and attend classes in the future to serve and support the class that's coming through. There is no additional cost as an alumni to come back and revisit the class. Why do I say this? Most of the time, we'll have between 15 and 22 participants and between 7 and 8 alumni who come in. Why do we keep it at this size? We want it to be personal. We want it to be interactive. We want to be able to answer all the questions that you may have so that we can serve and support you to the best of our ability. We're going to cover all the resources you will have in order to teach the class. You're going to be equipped. You're going to be given the leader's guide and the student manuals. We've actually had people graduate from the class on Friday and go out and teach the course on Monday. Now, they didn't go out and teach a public event. They went back inside their own company and taught it, which brings up this point. Who comes through the class? Well, there's 3 or 4 categories who come through. The first one is the biggest one. These are the people whose lives have personally been changed by the Ziglar material. They know it changed them, and they want to be equipped to go out and help other people achieve more of the good things that life has to offer. We've had business owners come through, and their sole intent is to go back and train those in their own business. Jimmy Hiller came through with Hiller Heating and Air out in Tennessee. He's got almost 500 employees that he takes through this course. We've had executives from Fortune 500 companies come through, and they go back and they take it and they train in their own divisions. We've also had speakers and trainers come through, people who were already out there giving keynote speeches and going out and doing training. And what they said is, we wanted to add this life-changing material to their quiver they already had, another arrow to solve and help solve the needs that their customers and prospects have. I'm not sure what category you fit in, but if you know that you're called to make a difference in the lives of others, or you have a business you can use it in right away, or maybe you're building your own business and this is a step in that process, we want you to know that we're excited that you're interested in coming. When you come to the class, it's not all about just about the content and the material that you're going to go out and teach. We also spend over half a day just on the sales and marketing content so that you could understand and get kind of a little toehold in how you go out and represent this. We actually have a video system where we teach you in our back office how to put on a paid public event using our performance formula as a tool to go out there and get people to come to paid events for you. We're going to cover all the resources, the PowerPoints, everything you need to go out and teach it. It's very comprehensive. I thought I would just share with you a few of the, what the class looks like. As you can see, it's very, it's small and it's intimate, and we're dedicated to making sure that as questions come up in your mind that we're there to help answer them. Here are some benefits of the course that I want to talk about. You're going to be certified to teach Zig Ziglar's legendary courses. I mean, how cool is that? You don't have to wonder, will this work? Because millions of people have already been through it, and we have thousands of testimonials of lives that have been changed. You'll have the brand and reputation behind you. It's already done, proven, life-changing material, and you can grow your own business when you sell these programs and deliver them. there's two ways that this will work. The first is maybe you get a keynote engagement. Maybe somebody comes in and says, hey, can you do a 30-minute presentation on goal setting? Well, whatever that you sell that keynote for, that's 100% yours. You get to keep that. And then maybe an organization or a group has you come in and do training. Maybe it's the full day building your best you course. Whatever you sell that for, that's 100% yours. The only requirement is that when you do an engagement and you hand out materials that has Ziglar information on it, our Ziglar logo, our Ziglar content in it, the actual workbook pages and the student manual, we just ask that you purchase those student materials from Ziglar. Why do we do this? We want to keep the brand and the integrity and the quality at the highest level possible. But always I laugh because every class that comes through and graduates, now we've had 6 come through, everyone that graduates and comes through, they all say, hey, can you raise the standard a little bit higher? Why? Because they've bought into it. They see the reality that this is the highest quality, and they love being adopted into the Ziglar family. And they want to make sure that the new brothers and sisters who come in the future also meet that standard. Here's a few more action shots from the class. That's just an example. That's James McLam there. He's looking at one of the PowerPoints. Howard Partridge is a longtime friend. He's also our business coach. So not only is he a certified trainer, but he also helps others with their marketing. There's Mahongo in the background. In fact, I'm going in just a little over a month, actually a month now. I'm going to be speaking with her in Darwin, Australia. How cool is that I get to go out and meet our certified trainers on the road wherever they are, when I'm invited, of course, and go out and help them start creating a foundation, a flag in the ground, if you will, of Ziglar in their community. Another benefit of the program is that when you come through, not only are you equipped to train the 3 courses we talked about, but you also become a reseller of our core products, our videos, our CDs, our DVDs, our performance planner, the things that make us legendary. So what does that mean? That you're able to buy them at wholesale and then offer them at retail. So whatever your heart is. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that we are not encouraging you to carry a lot of inventory. We can ship them to you as you need them. You might want to hold on to 1 or 2 copies of these when you go out and present so you can sell from the front of the room. But we don't want you to have a warehouse full of our material. We make it very simple and easy for you to get that program. So what are our current Ziglar Legacy certified trainers saying? Let me share with these a few of these, and I'm going to bring up Veronica. Matt Rush is one of the guys that I was telling you about. Now I want to just be clear. Matt was already a very successful, in-demand, motivational keynote speaker, specifically in the agricultural industry. He comes from that background. But by combining with Ziglar, he was able to go out and book keynote speeches and land training proposals that amounted to a significant amount of money. Why is that? These were already satisfied clients. These were people who already loved and bought into Matt, but when he brought new material to them, it made him more valuable. Then we have Andre. Now, Andre is in Latvia, an amazing guy. He's already a consultant and a presenter. He does training all the time. His heart is to go into Russia and to take the Ziglar content into the Russian peoples. He's a dynamic guy. This is what he said. If you have a passion to transform lives of people around you, this is the place to come. My life was greatly impacted by Zig Ziglar many years ago, and coming here helped to deepen the roots and principles of how I continue to transform my life and impacting lives of many people around me. Great training, amazing people, and new friends, excellent and loving the Ziglar team. You see, Andre found out what so many have found is that you come in with expectations, but the one you didn't realize was going to be the biggest benefit to you was how much you grow as an individual, how much community you have with the fellow ZLC team members that you meet, the new family members that you have. So what I want to do is I want to invite Veronica Seitz to come on up. Veronica is a certified Ziglar Legacy trainer. So
thank you.
Veronica, I'm so glad that you're here.
Thank you.
You know, we've got people from all over the world listening. I know you came through ZLC. How long ago was that now?
It's a year in July.
A year
Yes,
in July. So
yes.
this is like your anniversary.
It is.
So before you decided to come, what made you decide to come? And when you came through the class, what was the thing that just kind of made you feel like, wow, this was the right decision?
Oh my gosh, my experience with Zig was extremely impacting for me because I have been a chaplain for a very long time, and I used many of his resources. One of them very specifically was meeting people where they are and helping them get where they needed to be, and using the resource Confessions of a Grieving Christian. I knew that his message was impacting, and also what meant a lot to me was I had personally experienced the coach. The life change was one of my business coaches, was Michelle Prince.
Right.
And having had that relationship, understanding the quality of pouring into others, you and I visited, I knew it was the right fit. And for me, the greatest thing was knowing that this was not going to be something that was just taught. I heard that this was something that was going to be caught. So I wanted to catch the learning.
Right.
I was asked what's different about Ziglar. What's different about Ziglar is it's caught. That's that whole experience. It's not just the material and the curriculum. It is the curriculum becomes part of me. And it's easier for me to pour it into somebody else because it's my passion.
Right.
It's had that impact on me.
So now your husband came through Michael, so he must have caught it from you.
He caught it. He caught it.
So you were just telling me about an event that you did last night. So tell everybody what it's meant now since you've been through and what it's like now that you're certified.
Well, first of all, building winning relationships, that just integrated our marriage even stronger. And so we knew going into it when I came to Ziglar that we were both headed to become certified. We had no idea. And you know what, Tom? We're the first couple, and we are just really embracing that and encouraging people that when you build winning relationships, you set goals on the same page, you can achieve them together, you can have the quality of life that you want. And above and beyond that, it's not just the material, it's getting to show people what that looks like. What do winning relationships look like? We tag team. It's just phenomenal.
That's phenomenal. So what would you tell people who are interested out there?
I would say if you're looking for growth, this is the place to grow, because where you are planted is where you're actually going to grow roots. And the embracing of the culture, it's just, you can't help but grow. And I love our little pump. Somebody told me yesterday it was leaning over sideways. I said, because every day it's pouring into somebody. It's constantly pouring. So if you're needing a fresh place to start, launching off into something a little bit deeper and more meaningful, this is it.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Veronica. I tell you what, I love hearing a testimonial from an actual ZLC in person, because they tell you their own experience, which comes from the heart. For those of you who are looking at this, you can actually go out and Google Ziglar certified trainers or speakers from Ziglar, and you're going to find many websites of them. And if you want to reach out to them directly, I don't hesitate. There's no hesitation in my voice to call them all. We have 115, and they are just dynamic people. So let's go just a little bit deeper. I want to share with you some of the people who have come through. Right now on the screen there, this is a guy named Philip Hatfield. Philip's been associated with the company for a while. He's a certified trainer. Now, Philip has an interesting story. He was hit in he was riding a motorcycle and hit by a truck, and he lost his leg. And because of that, he's had to overcome an incredible challenge. And I don't know where you are in your life, but in fact, I believe the most powerful stories are stories of people overcoming tragedy in their life, or a challenge or an obstacle. So if you've been through one of those, I want you to know that you're going to fit in with the Ziglar Legacy Certified Trainers. In fact, we had one class we called the Miracle Class because there were so many miracles in that room. Glenn Keller, the gentleman right there in the middle, just a dynamic guy. He's a truck driver. He goes across the country in a truck, and he changes lives along the way. He is so powerful in what he does. His goal is to reach into truck stops and into people in everyday walks of life and share this message of hope and encouragement. Why? Because that's his background. That's where he came from. We always recommend that if you're thinking about using this as a springboard or a platform to build a business on, is you start where you are. In other words, you have circles of influence right now. Bob Bodine calls this the power of who. You know people right now who you can go back into, and because of the credibility of your own life and because of the connection you have with them and the work that you've done with them in the past, it's going to open doors to do work in the future. Rodney Ireland, I mean, he's fantastic. In fact, he's a real estate guy down in Houston. I had a chance to go down and do a one-day workshop with him. This guy right here, David Simmons, incredible. He's the one who works with in the corporate world with his division there. Very, very powerful in the way he presents. He leads from the front of the room, and the business that he's in, safety is a big concern. And when you think about it, safety is an attitude. So the Ziglar curriculum allows him to build up his team and then make safety the forefront of it, because safety is an attitude. The ladies that come through are just amazing. The lady in the middle there, Cassie, she's our youngest graduate. She came through when she was 16. Her story is pretty incredible. At an early age, for whatever reason, she was bullied, and that bullying led to a lot of depression, and she literally thought about taking her own life. And instead of following into that despair, she decided to reach out and make a difference. So now, as a teenager, she has her own radio show, and she reaches out and ministers to kids her own age and younger who are going through the same trials. Nikki, next to her, she's a school teacher. She's just left that. She wants to pour into the lives of others even greater than what she's had in the classroom. All of these things, Howard and Cassie there, we are just so blessed by the people who've come through all walks of life. Let's talk about the investment of this program. The investment to be a Ziglar Legacy certified trainer is $7,500. And I want to go over in detail everything that covers. But this $7,500 is the one-time fee that you pay in the beginning to be certified to go through the course, to get all the materials, and then you're certified to go on. The only recurring fee that you have after that is a $500 recertification fee every year, and that's to keep it active. That $500 certification fee actually comes with a 2-day course. So as you can see, we're making sure that we pour into you more information, more knowledge. We wrap our arms around you. We want you to be the best that you can be. So what comes with the $7,500 investment? Well, it's 5 days at Ziglar headquarters, 5 full days. We start, and Veronica can tell you, we start at 7:30 in the morning on Monday morning, and we go into the evening every night. And one of the nights we have a group dinner that we host, and another night everybody in ZLC goes out on your own. So every night every day from basically 7:30 or 8 until the time you go to bed, it is jam-packed. We finish up on Friday at around 1:30 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We really don't encourage anybody to catch a plane before 5 p.m. on Friday, so that way you can go through graduation and be a part of the whole week. During the week, we provide breakfast and lunch every day. We provide dinner one day. The rest of the dinners are on your own, and the hotel accommodations are on your own. The travel's obviously on your own. You get the brand of Ziglar behind you, the reputation, everything that we stood for. 50 years of building what we have. Bottom line is this: we are a reputation company. I mean, the reason that people welcome us in is because we have a track record of success. They know they can count and trust on us. One of the things that we have is anybody who goes through certification has to have a background check done on them. We make sure that everybody who comes in fresh and clean, and they do a background check. Why do we want to do that? We want to make sure that we live up to it, have the highest standards in the industry. When you come through, you'll actually, one of the evenings we do video right here in this studio with myself and my sister Julie. Julie and I teach the course along with Jill Tibbles, and we want to leave with you. We want you to have with you when you leave an endorsement video that you can play on your own website or a website that I'm going to talk about in just a minute. Here's Scott Erickson. He came through. Scott's kind of the brains behind our ZiglarCertified.com website, which is one of the tools that you're equipped with when you come through. You're going to get all the marketing materials and branding, the ZLC logo and title. Very, very powerful. It's on a hard drive. It's in the back office for you that you can log into and access at any time. This way, as you create your own marketing pieces to go with your own brand, you can add this to it. The leaders' guides and the PowerPoint presentations are included to teach all 3 of the courses. Now, here's something important. Building Your Best You, for example, is a full-day course, but we also have it broken down into a 90-minute presentation and a 30-minute presentation, already ready for you. That way, depending on the audience, you're ready to go. Goal setting and building winning relationships, those are both half-day programs, which can also be done in a 90-minute or 30-minute presentation. Everything you need is right in front of you. This is my brother, Jose. Jose started a nonprofit called Operation Give Back, and what he does is he serves the families and wounded warriors. So the families of wounded warriors and wounded warriors, they raise money for that, and what he does is he takes this information back, and when wounded warriors come back in from the military and they're going through that tough time. He pours life into them. What is included also with the $7,500 investment? Well, we get you started. You're going to get 25 student manuals of each of the 3 programs: Building the Best You, Goal Setting and Achievement, and Building Winning Relationships. Why are we doing this as part of the investment? Well, it's simple. Kind of the bottom number that we recommend that you charge for a one-day class or one of these courses in full is about $100 a student. So if you have 25 student manuals and you go out and you sell 1 or 2 classes and you have 25 come through and you do it at that kind of lowest recommended rate at $100, then you've made back your investment when you do all 3 courses. We wanted to make that math simple. Now, what you charge for that is up to you. Many of our certified trainers are charging far more than that, $300, $400, $500. Others are also charging where the manuals are included and they do a day rate. So how you price and how you charge, that's up to you. If you're already in the speaking and training business, you might already have a model that works for you. We want you to know that this will work for you as well. Once you've used up those manuals and you're ready to go teach another course and you want to buy more manuals, they're just $10 a piece. So we make it very reasonable. Cost of goods on this is extremely low. You also get with the program the How to Stay Motivated series, the Performance Planner, and the Born to Win book. We included this in because we feel like this is the ultimate core material that every one of these programs is based on. So anytime you're training in front of a room and somebody says, "Where did you get that from?" you can point to this material and you can offer this for sale. The benefit that I was telling you earlier about with Scott Erickson and our ZiglarCertified.com site is we provide you for the first year your very own Ziglar Certified website. So it could be ZiglarCertified.com, your name. That way you can send people to your website when they ask about your speaking and training and how you're working with Ziglar. This is optional. You don't have to take it. It's included for you. After the first year, you pay $150 a year to do this. Now, what comes with that site? Well, this is your brochure, your brand, your videos can go there. You can customize it to put your own information in it. So if you want to specialize in a certain area, maybe in the IT area, or maybe in engineering or architecture or legal, whatever you want to do, you make all that information yours. We have ready-made information to plug in to help you, but this way it becomes your own personal website. In the back office of this website, there's a login, and that's where our affiliate codes are for you. That's where all the information is, the templates, the PowerPoints, all the materials that we hand out on a regular basis. For example, last week we did a ZLC exclusive only training that I broadcast out to our ZLC alumni, 115 of them, and we take that video and we put it in the back office. If you have your own website already, that's okay. We're going to give you a login place where you can go and get the back-end office material. That's always part of it. There's no ongoing access charge for that. You'll always be able to get into the back office. After the class, you'll be assigned one of our leaders, either myself or Jill Tibbles or my sister Julie, and in that time, we will give you one-on-one coaching. We'll have one one-on-one coaching session with you anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks after you get out of the class. We have different ways that you can plug in and continue to get support throughout this. We'll be explaining that during the class. One of those ways is our monthly training call. So every month we have a training call, and during those calls we also have time for Q&A. This is something that's really, really been a huge benefit to our group. This is Tony Cooper. Tony's setting the world on fire. She lives up in the Michigan area, and she's doing training all over Michigan and really all over the region in different areas. I call her our heat-seeking missile. She is incredible. You also are going to get unlimited email support and the ZLC alumni Facebook community. You know, when we started this, we had no idea that perhaps the most powerful resource we have is our alumni Facebook page. I mean, literally every day we have one of our trainers up there posting something about, hey, I just did a training yesterday, check this out, I tried this, it worked great. Or maybe the post will come up, hey, I'm going to go speak to a group of veterans. You know, do you have any information that would help, or a story or an icebreaker or something that would help me connect with that group? So everybody here is part of the family, and that's the last point I want to make here, is you are adopted into the Ziglar family. When you come through the certification, we want you to feel like that you are adopted into the family because you have come through this program. You are now out there carrying on the Ziglar legacy. Well, that wraps up everything that it's about. Now I want you to send in the questions. If you look at the right-hand side of that screen, at the top right-hand corner, there's an email space and a question box. If you send the questions in, I will spend as much time as we need to answer those questions. Jill Tibbles down in Austin is handling those. I see I've already got a couple of them on my Skype right now, so let's see what we have here. Do you have a specific program in Spanish for people from Mexico? Well, actually, we do. We have it already translated into Spanish. We've got one trainer in Cabo. I don't know where you're calling from or where you are in Mexico, but what we've done is we've taken the 3 core programs, Building Your Best You, Building Winning Relationships, and Goal Setting and Achievement, and we have translated them into Spanish. So we'd love to have you come through. The whole Latin America region is wide open and ripe, and in fact, one of the things I tell people, my wife is actually from Mexico, so I have a heart for the Latin people. They just have a spirit and a community and a family that is just perfect for this. And who needs more hope than family, because there's so many stresses going on. So if you're wanting to take this content into the business community and the communities of Mexico and Latin America, we have a place for you. We already have these translated into Spanish. We're also translating them into Hebrew as we are in Israel as well, and we are open to translating them into any language that somebody would come in on. It's something we have to work with you on because we don't know what your vision is and how many sets of materials that you would want. Let's see, the second one is, do I have a limit in terms of geography to market the legacy? There is no territory. There is no territory. You can go anywhere in the world with this. If somebody calls you and they want you to go to another country, you have our blessing to go. The only requirement that we have is that if you find out or discover that somebody else in the certification program or Ziglar Corporate is working with an organization, is that relationship is first, and that you would contact them. We keep that first relationship whole. We pride ourselves in working together and making sure that these happen. We have a couple of classes coming up, and I wanted to just say our next class is July 13th through the 17th. If you at all are excited about this and this is something you want to do, I want you without hesitation to do whatever it takes to come to July 13th through 17th. Why am I saying this? Well, it's always the same story. When people come through certification, a lot of times they'll come through and they'll pick a class 2 or 3 down the road, and when they come through the class, they're like, oh my gosh, I wish I'd come to the first one I had because it changed me so much. If you have the flexibility, the ability to change your schedule, even at this late date, think about coming through July 13th through 17th. The next class after that is September 14th through the 18th. Every class is fantastic. But if I had to say which is the best class, it's always the next one. So if you're looking at when can you come, when can you start having an impact, when can you take your dreams to the next level, then I would say come to July 13th through the 17th. And let's see, I'm going to give it just a second for a few more questions. It's been such an honor and a privilege to discuss this with you, to share with you the impact of the legacy. I tell people this, when they say, well, what kind of business is Ziglar in? I just wrap it up this way. I say, you know what? We're in the success and significance business. And they kind of know what success is, but they want to know, well, what is that significance thing? And I say, well, it's real simple. You see, we have programs and products and services that we call success programs because they help people have more of the things that life has to offer, right? And that's what success is about. And we have a very specific view of success, and it has to be balanced, and it has to include your family and your physical and your mental and your spiritual, all the things that are important. But then there's another level, and we call that the significance side. You see, significance is when we equip you to help someone else be, do, or have more than they thought possible. So this is my personal mission. A little over a year ago, I wrote my own mission statement down. My mission, Tom Ziglar's mission, is this. My mission is to help you become significant by equipping you to help others become significant. And when you come through the certification program, that's exactly what's happened, is you've now been equipped to help others become significant. You see, I get excited when we train something and I get an email and they say they applied it and they got a positive result. I mean, that's fun. But life-changing is when you get an email from somebody like a certified trainer, and they say that they taught a program, and then that person went home and applied that program, and it changed their life. Because isn't that what legacy is about? When we talk about legacy, what we're really talking about is what are we going to do today to impact the generations that follow, so that the right words, the right motivation, the right attitudes, the right character qualities continue to live on and on. Man, this world is a tough world. It needs hope and encouragement. But when you walk and talk the right way, and you lead by example, and you're equipped with the materials and the truth that allows people to be, do, and have more than they thought possible, there is no more exciting job, there's no more exciting vocation, there's no more exciting privilege than to be able to do that, than to breathe life into someone else. Last question here, and then we'll close it up. Where is the training held? Hey, it's right here at Ziegler headquarters in Plano, Texas. That's about 30 minutes outside of Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. So we discovered a long time ago that from right here, you can go anywhere in the world. And from anywhere in the world, you can come right here. I hope you got some information that you enjoy. Here's what's going to happen is we are going to send you some information via email, and this information is going to allow you to either pick one or two options. Hey, you know, here's a few, just before we get to that, here's a few pictures of our classes that have been through. As you can see, we have fun. We're a family. We come from all over. One of the things I learned is just the guy in the red pants there, his name is Justin Young, and he's just a character. And he's a barbecue machine, and he's always posting pictures of barbecue. Our group is very health conscious, and one of the things that was happening to me is I was going on a juice fast, and I learned something valuable. You do not look at our ZLC alumni Facebook pages when you're on a juice fast, because they're all cooking the most incredible food. I say that just to let you know that these are real people who love and care about each other, who are making a difference in the world. This is the other class that we had recently. We just love to have fun. So here are the next steps. When you're going to get an email, and in this email, you're going to get two choices. One, tell me more about Ziegler Legacy Certification. When you click on that, you're going to get the brochure, you're going to get the application, you're going to get the background check information, you're going to get the agreement. All the things that you need to know about the certification process. It's a licensing agreement, and it's designed to allow you to go out and sell and teach and train our materials. Or it could be that this is a great opportunity, but just not for you. So you'll be able to click the second bucket and say, you know what, this is good, but it's not the right time for me. So either one of those is fine. I would just encourage you, if this is right for you, to reply right away. In fact, let me give you our 800 number, and you can talk to Michael or Margaret. Our 800 number, I'm going to say it twice real slow. It's 800-527-0306. 800-527-0306. You'll be able to talk to Michael and Margaret, and if you want to go ahead and register for July or get your application in right away, then we have a special gift for you. What we will do, if you will go ahead and register before the end of this week, this Friday, get all the paperwork in, whether you come to July or a later one, but if you want to commit and fill out your information before then we will send you an electronic copy of the book, Born to Win. This was the last book that Dad wrote, and if you don't have one yet, then we'll send you an electronic copy of that. All you got to do to get this is go ahead and register. But in order to get it, you're going to need to call either Michael or Margaret at that number, 800-527-0306. All right, well, let me wrap up with this. My name is Tom Ziegler. I'm the proud son of Zig Ziglar. I love saying that. Why? Because we walk firmly in the confidence that what we teach changes lives. If you are called to change lives, I want you to take the next step and join us and be a part of our family through the Ziegler Legacy Certification Program. Thank you so much.